funny
That's
stuff
good. It's
for
recorded.
you.
Oh, it is already?
You guys, thank you so much for listening attentively, not heckling your performers. Our next performer is going to be the host. And I'm trying to do a good job, but everybody does it differently. You guys, welcome to the stage. He is originally from New York. He's a transplant. How he landed in Pueblo, I'm sure he'll tell you all about it. It's Stephen Sane.
Hello. Does this work? Yes. I'm Stephen Sane. No, I really am from New York. From like that fifth planet, like off Saturn. I never claimed to be from this fucking planet. So I had to schlep my ass here today because my car blew another tire. Thanksgiving, trying to take my woman and her kids home. Fucking tire blows out. So I go to change up, put the donut on, we take the turn, and the fucking donut blows off. And it just like pops off the rim, and I'm just like, fuck. So, I try to explain to her, like, a man without a car, it's kind of like even Josephus back in the day was like, bitch, my fucking chariot broke down, I'll be there when I can. It's like she doesn't understand. She's seen me at my worst, but she's still here, so I'm glad for that. So being a Jewish male in this town is really difficult. I was at Dunkin' Donuts this afternoon, and I saw a shiksa, that's a non-Jewish woman, order an everything bagel with cream cheese, and I got turned on. Weird. So I'm from originally Queens, and then Long Island. 1967, I'm the last cat of the Catskills, because my dad was the social director in the Catskills. And I forget to mention that sometimes, but I am the last cat of the cat. Nobody has a fucking clue what the Catskills are. New York? No. Alright, Dirty Dancing? That thing? No, that was New York. So anyway, so when I was 12, I worked at this hotel. I didn't know. My dad went by the stage name of Lee Sane. So I'm 12 years old, cleaning the pool for $10 a day, paying $15 to stay there. I didn't know this. So at the end of the summer, I owed the owner money, Jews. So the next year I was a busboy, I made shitloads of money. So they announced me over the loudspeaker. Stephen Sane, please come to the office. I literally looked up and went, thanks, Dad. I realized my name was Steve Insane. Thanks. But I did look up my real name. I had to ask my dad about that, but we'll get to that. So as a Jew, I'm starting a comedy funding startup. For my comedies and scripts, shares are $100 each. I'll take 20. Serious and comical inquiries, I'll see me after the show. How many shares did you want? It's a 7 to 25% return with a 2 to 3 year plan. I mean, Seinfeld did it in 4. It was a fluke. I knew him. Somebody compared me to him 2 weeks ago and I got mad and I realized, wait, why am I mad? Oh, right, because he makes $24 million a year from a show that hasn't run in. I hate him. But I have to embrace him because maybe I'll get compared to him and he'll be like, weren't you that annoying kid at the synagogue that I actually knew his dad? His dad made signs for a living. They weren't too good because Seinfeld. That's why he sold a shop, bought a ticket for the West Coast, and gave him the stand-up routine in LA. That song's about him. But instead of hating him, I embrace him now. And she's like, what do you want to say? I won't say those words. No, I'm not going to Jared. Bless you. And the whole bar. So, I have a script called The History According to Steve. Basically, I was with God, and then he made me the devil. And basically Cheech and Chong are God. So I want to make money being funny, earn cash being brash, and earn gold with stories told. Another comedian here a few weeks ago told me he wants to take comedy seriously. And when you have it all wrong. And then he tried to explain. I knew what he meant though, because now that my car is working, I'm trying to hit 2 open mics here, 3 in the Springs, You gotta get your name out there. I did that shit already. So I did some new stuff I wrote down. I kept it on paper because I don't have room in my brain anymore. You reach an age you forget shit. I said that. My daughter used to work at Victoria's Secret. Was anyone there at the mall? Because they've been around so long, they should change their name to Victoria's Miss Gresham's. I want to see stores that are called Fantasia's Fantasy or Regina's Vagwear, Holly's Hoewear or Bob's Coming Out of the Closet. Those sound like real stores. No? Then you should always tell your women when you're thinking about them in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. Damn, your hands must be tired. Yeah, I'm still not sure what an orgasm is. What's the first choice? No? Alright. So I wrote a bucket list this week. It was find a fucking pen and paper, get a fucking bucket. I'm up to that. Remember the first time you caught your parents having sex? No, it was just me. So I'm 7 years old, I come home, I hear weird noises upstairs. I hear my dad yelling, oh my God, oh my God. I open the door, my mom's on top of my dad. I called the police. You know, so my paternal grandfather turned 80, I was like 15. I asked him, Zazeda, that's what you call your Jewish grandfather. What do you want? He goes, I want a shiksa hooker. I talked my dad into it, so she shows up at the door. He goes, who is it? She goes, it's Sally, I'm here to give you super sex. He goes, I'll take the soup. That was a waste of $300. What? Is today Wednesday? Oh, then I must be more fried than I thought. Because every day is Wednesday to me. When this fucking day gonna end? You know, I'm not sure how much time I get up here. It's sort of like sex. I know if I got 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 59 seconds, I'm just happy I'm participating. I'm starting to find accomplishments at this age and the things I fuck up. Is that fucked up? You know, there was a local friend of mine, Bob, I was talking to him today, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go climb a 14er. I was like, isn't that illegal?
Oh my God.
Shit. So when I worked as a substitute in New York City, I was a teacher, you know. Don't tell my mom I wasn't a doctor. She's not here, but still don't tell her. I had to say such things to kids like, were you born this stupid or do you have to work at it? And they go, oh, he dissed you. The best one was when a kid would like get wise to me. I'd be like, they hit your mother when you were born, didn't they? And all the others was like, oh man, he dissed you. And it's like, it's alright, Mr. Sidon. It's alright. I tried to call him Mr. S. Then I realized I was Mr. Ass. So that didn't work out well. You know, when they handed out intelligence, you must have called out sick, I told a kid once. They didn't know what to say to that. You know, in New York, you have to deal with certain situations. Like, there was a gas shortage. I pulled the gas station a long ways and goes, you think you're a real asshole, don't you? You know, I thought quick. I said, that's right. If it weren't for assholes like me, shit like you would never get out. You know, I didn't know what to say to that. Signs your boss is fucked up. Tells you you're doing a great job, doesn't give you a raise for 2 years. When he finally does give you a quarter, expects you to do more work. Yeah. I did some research on my history of my last name, my real last name. Apparently we're silk bakers. I just don't get the press with the guy standing behind the sheep. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Remember that commercial when you were too young? I love when someone asks me, let me ask you a question. I say, you just did. What's the second question? So being part Polish and Russian, I like to go to strip bars and I tell the girls, I can do that, get that pole out of the way.
Oh shit.
What's a Polish compliment? We sneeze on you. Nobody's Polish, or you don't get it. We'll go back to the first page, I must have skipped something. So how do you end this? You know, when you've done all you can do, how do you end when... All right, in New York I've worked with many people. I did work with Jerry Seinfeld. I filmed his sister's wedding. He said, who's the asshole with the lights in your eyes? I said, I'm the asshole with the lights in your eyes. But I did work with the man that got him his start, James LaRoe. He's probably passed on or he's 105. He went by the name Richard M. Dixon. Look him up. He played Richard Dixon in movies. He owned a comedy club called the White House Inn, who started, I don't know if you've heard of these people. Eddie Murphy, Rosie O'Donnell, Jerry Seinfeld, Billy Crystal, and the list goes on and on. So, as a comedian, you tell things, and I think I'm dying, so we're, you know, me and John make a bomb, and nobody gets hurt but themselves. So I think I'll end here. I'm not sure who's next, but this has been fun.